Stuart Swantek, and I graduated in Sewanaka High School in 1966. Thereafter, I wound up being employed by a company called Boulevard Watch in Valley Stream, and this is what I was making. 155 artillery fuse and your 81 millimeter mortar fuse. Lo and behold, I had a job deferment, and which lasted 2 years. And once my employer found a replacement, I was drafted and went down to Fort Jackson, did my basic and AIT, and before I know it, I was in South Vietnam, where I spent a year with the 101st Airborne Division. I was in the infantry, and this was some of the stuff that I carried. I had a nice, beautiful rucksack. This is an M14, which I had in basic, but we had M16s then. And we have what we call a fighting knife. Here's our compass. Of course, our wonderful steel pot. You had your bug juice. Toilet paper. And here's a map of Vietnam. When I got into the division, they issued me a waterproof wallet, which I still have today. Of course, you have a nice green towel. These here are what they call the Ho Chi Minh sandals. And when we were on a fire base, we would wear this to dry our feet out, which was very good. And I got some pictures here. I got my cigarette lighters that were engraved in Vietnam at the time. My platoon sergeant wrote a book, which I am in, which is very interesting to read when you find out you're in the book. And this is some of the money that was issued. They took our greenbacks away when we entered Vietnam and gave us this funny money, MPC, Military Payment Certificate. This here was the Vietnamese money. When I got to Vietnam, it was 100 piastres to $1. When I left, it was like 1,000 to $1. Very high inflation rate. And this place here, I spent the year. I met some wonderful guys. Had some good times and some bad times.
You were carrying some pictures around. Were there some memories that you have in there?
Oh, this is some of my photo album. This is actually Shepard. He was a CBS newsman. You could see the little CBS eye there. My mother had sent me a Sara Lee pound cake to celebrate my birthday, which is in August. This was in September by the time I received it. So they did a little story, and it's possible it aired at home, but I don't know, because I didn't watch TV. He's a bad guy that didn't make it home. I just had some of the pictures.
Any memorable stories, maybe on the humorous side?
Yes. One of the humorous ones. It was during a really hot season, and we had run out of water, and we looked at our map, and we believe there's a stream down below. So we gathered up everybody's canteen, and I took a squad of men down, and we get down to the bottom just before the creek, and we hear movement. And it's like, oh no. So here we are, we're ready to let loose, and then I hear a cough. This is not good. We waited, we had our rifles up, came a little bit closer, it was a monkey. A monkey, coughed like a human. We damn near blow him away, but we didn't want to give our position away till we were sure what it was. But it was a monkey. I didn't know they coughed like us. And they scared a bunch of guys.
They said that this was going to be partially about the time of the Tet Offensive. Were you at Nam at that point in time?
No, I was there a year and a half later. But up in the same area. I was up in I Corps, and I drove through Wave a number of times, but by then there was no fighting in the cities. Everything was out in the mountains. And we just, I never saw a VC. It was always North Vietnamese Army.
Was there at that point, were they bringing armor down from the north? Or is it still more of a guerrilla type?
No, it was no guerrilla. They had regular Army guys. They had helmets, they had equipment like us. They didn't have the choppers like we had for support. But no, We had them out in the mountains. The people in the villages could conduct their normal lives. It was only after we left that they started bringing armor down.
Did you get transported back and forth by Hueys?
Yes, yeah. A lot of combat assaults, yes. A lot. Was in one chopper that crashed. I survived that. One of the most memorable things occurred on my birthday. We're on a fire base, Rakkasan, and they got us up at 4 o'clock in the morning and they actually made a hot breakfast for us. And the old timers are saying this is not good. Lo and behold, we were going to be chopping into an LZ where 2 choppers were shot down 2 weeks prior, and they had to leave 15 dead Americans there. And our job was to bring the brothers home. So we went in with a whole battalion. It was terrible. On my birthday.
How did you get there originally? I mean, it was a charter flight?
Charter, it was Seaboard World, which was a charter. We flew on a Stretch 8. We went from California to Travis Air Force Base. From Travis, we went to Anchorage, Alaska, then to Yokota, Japan, and then we flew into Benoit, and we landed at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and put us in these buses that had wire on the window so nobody could throw a grenade in. And they brought us to Long Binh, which was the replacement station, and from there, they're going to decide where they're going to send you. And it turns out I'm going way up north to Phubai to the 101st Airborne. And at that time, there was a lot of action going on. It was a year after Hamburger Hill, so the 101st was not letting any media in anymore because of the bad press, but there was plenty of actions going on. It was bad.
As a member of the 101st, did you have to go through parachute training also, or
No,
straight
in
infantry?
Vietnam it was all helicopters. The only one that made a combat jump was the 173rd Airborne Brigade. They jumped in the Central Highlands. Vietnam, my corps was not conducive. If there was a parachute jump, it would take a month to get everybody together. What they call triple canopy jungle. So everything was all helicopters.
You had mentioned you did some R&R in Bangkok.
Yes.
Can you tell me stuff that can go on air that was like
Yes,
an R&R?
you got to take a shower every day. You got 3 hot meals every day. We went dancing with the girls at night in the discos. It was nice.
What did you usually get, a week of R&R at a time, or?
It's 7 days. It actually comes out to 5 because I think we arrived in Bangkok 11 o'clock at night. That's day 1. And then on the 7th day, you got to report at 7 o'clock in the morning.
You crossed into Thailand by air, or you
Yes.
they trucked over?
Believe it or not, Pan Am took me. And
I'm
years
working-
later, I would be an employee of Pan Am.
Thank you for your input. I know I'll have
you're
some more
welcome.
questions, but thank you for this.
Oh, you're welcome.